Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are taking something that is, let's be honest, incredibly stressful, a sudden laundry room flood, and we're going to transform it into an empowering step-by-step survival guide. We've pulled directly from professional plumbing expertise to give you the ultimate playbook so you can protect your home. Let's get right into it. So picture this incredibly relatable, messy reality. You walk into your laundry room expecting a basket of fresh clothes, and instead, you hear this awful splashing sound. You take a step, and squish! You're standing in a growing puddle. Water is suddenly just everywhere. Now, usually, this is the exact moment panic sets in, but today we're taking a deep breath and applying a sort of medical triage approach to diagnose and treat your home's plumbing. Instead of panicking, you're going to know exactly what to look for, and more importantly, exactly what to do. Here is our roadmap for taking back control today. We'll be hitting number 1, the laundry drain disaster. Number 2, anatomy of an overflow. Number 3, immediate DIY first aid. Number 4, when to call a pro. And finally, number 5, why speed matters most.
All right, let's jump straight into part 1, the laundry drain disaster, and really understanding this mess. Moving right along to part 2, anatomy of an overflow. Let's diagnose the hidden mechanics behind the flood. To do this, let's put on our X-ray glasses for a second and look behind your walls. There are 4 primary villains that disrupt your laundry's wastewater flow. We've got lint and debris clogs, slow drainage or a blocked standpipe, improper drain hose placement, and ventilation problems in the plumbing system. Whenever you have an overflow, I guarantee the culprit is almost always one of these 4.
Villain number 1, debris. Look, every single time you wash clothes, that laundry water carries lint, fabric fibers, pet hair, and all sorts of small particles right out of the machine. Over time, I want you to imagine this debris slowly building a tiny dam inside your pipes. It definitely doesn't happen overnight, but eventually, it totally restricts the water flow in your drain lines, triggering a massive backup.
Next up is the standpipe. If you don't know what that is, it's just the vertical drain connection that catches the wastewater pumping out of your machine. Here's where the mechanical mismatch happens. If this pipe is too narrow, or maybe it's partially blocked by that lint dam we just talked about, your washing machine is going to pump water out way faster than the drain can actually accept it. And the result? A very rapid, very messy overflow.
Now, our third culprit isn't actually a clog at all. It's just user error with the setup. If your drain hose is positioned too low, if it's inserted incorrectly or placed at the wrong depth, you are pretty much setting yourself up for failure. This is a simple mechanical mistake, but it can easily lead to water backflowing or siphoning incorrectly, which brings some seriously wet consequences.
And finally, villain number 4, ventilation. This is a concept most of us literally never think about. Plumbing vents release air into the plumbing system so wastewater can actually flow smoothly. Think of it like the tiny little air hole on a plastic coffee cup lid. If you plug that hole with your finger, the coffee won't pour smoothly at all, right? It chugs and splashes everywhere. Well, it is the exact same thing with your pipes. If the vent gets blocked, damaged, or improperly routed, the drain struggles. You'll actually often hear these weird gurgling sounds right before a backup happens.
Okay, part 3, immediate DIY first aid. Let's talk about stopping the flood. Here is your absolute must-know triage checklist. Memorize this sequence. If you see water, step 1 is to stop the washer's cycle instantly. Just cut it off. Step 2, check that drain hose position. Is it secure? Is it at the right depth? Step 3, inspect any accessible areas for obvious lint blockages you can just pull right out. And step 4, document the event. Note the cycle type, the load size, and see if any other drains in the house were affected. These are absolutely crucial clues for figuring out what went wrong.
Now, as you attempt to clear the issue yourself, there is one golden rule you have to follow. Only use safe, manufacturer-recommended cleaning approaches. Seriously, you need to be gentle during this first aid stage. Avoid pouring heavy, repeated doses of harsh chemicals down the drain. Doing that can cause severe, irreversible chemical damage to your home's delicate plumbing infrastructure without even fixing the actual clog.
Which brings us to part 4, when to call a pro. Or, as I like to call it, bringing in the surgeon.
Look, sometimes basic clearing just isn't going to cut it. We need to figure out where DIY ends and a systemic plumbing failure begins. If your overflow is an isolated one-time freak event, those basic DIY steps, like checking the hose or clearing a simple lint trap, might work perfectly. But if you're looking at a pattern of recurring backups or you suspect a ventilation failure, you've crossed the threshold. You absolutely need a professional diagnosis for a durable, permanent fix. So listen closely, because these are your urgent red flags. You need to call a licensed plumber if the overflow recurs right after you cleaned it. If you hear other drains, like your kitchen sink or bathtub, gurgling when the washer runs. If water drains slowly even when there's no active overflow. Or if you spot pooling water and smell persistent, nasty odors. If any of those are happening, you've got a larger blockage or a venting issue, and a pro is your safest bet.
And finally, Part 5, why speed matters most. Trust me, the cost of delay here is huge.
When you have a plumbing issue, time is literally not your friend. Delaying a repair actually allows clogs to chemically change. All that detergent residue mixes with the lint and the debris, and if you just leave it sitting there, those soft little blockages will eventually harden up like cement inside your pipes. What could have been a super quick, cheap clear-out suddenly becomes a major, labor-intensive extraction. And the risks go way, way beyond just the pipes themselves. Overflows drastically raise your risk of mold, mildew, and severe structural damage. This is exactly why speed is absolutely critical. Standing water silently destroys the hidden structural elements of your house. If that water seeps into your drywall, if it reaches the subflooring, or soaks into your insulation, you aren't just paying a plumber anymore, folks. You are paying for major home renovations.
Plus, you have to remember that your plumbing system is one big, interconnected web. Repeated backups don't just stay isolated in the laundry room. They can and will affect other parts of the drainage system, which significantly jacks up your long-term repair costs. Having a plumber arrive quickly can stop a localized, annoying clog from escalating into a wildly expensive whole-house drainage system failure.
So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Are you prepared to jump into action the exact second your laundry drain starts making that weird gurgling sound? By understanding the hidden mechanics we talked about today, from those sneaky lint dams to block vents, and knowing your immediate triage steps, you are now empowered. You can act fast, diagnose it properly, and keep your home's laundry flowing safely. Seriously, do not wait for a little puddle to become a massive flood. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and we will see you next time.